outfit or family a call today for that free in-home estimate.
The live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Well, tonight, after a pretty nice day, we're now tracking some scattered showers, even some thunderstorms in the southern part of the CSRA. That's all part of that tropical system that's forming in the Atlantic. Its impacts here at home and what to expect all coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 6, preventing panhandling in Augusta. How city leaders want to solve the problem.
Also ahead, the Augusta Air Show returning next year. How Augusta Regional is getting ready.
And new developments coming to Thompson. What businesses will go where? When it comes to the old site of the White Columns Inn, as your News at 6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Beams. Thanks for joining us as coverage you can count on begins with Augusta looking for other ways now to crack down on panhandling on city streets.
Commissioners were looking at new regulations modeled after what Columbia County has enacted, but the city attorney office said it would be unconstitutional. Senior reporter George Escala has the story.
They sit on exit ramps and right-of-ways holding signs asking for money. And the problem, Augusta leaders say, is they're getting it.
Augusta needs to stop giving people money at court intersections. Just stop it. Give them food, but don't give them money.
Next week, commissioners will discuss the Give Change That Counts initiative, an educational and marketing campaign to direct people to the city website to find links to nonprofits helping the needy, so they can donate there instead of handing dollars to panhandlers.
You will go to that website and then be able to select which nonprofit you choose to give your dollars to.
The Give Change That Counts program comes from Savannah, where there has been success in curbing panhandling.
They have seen a decline in their panhandlers that had been present in the public right-of-ways, as well as the nonprofits that participate with the organization have also seen an increase in donations.
The sheriff's office says the majority of panhandlers are not homeless, but there is no law against holding a sign asking for money. But Augusta leaders have interest in a Charleston, South Carolina law that bans the exchange of items like money from a motorist to a pedestrian.
We got to stop handing out money at the corridors because that's the reason they're coming to Augusta.
And city leaders believe that's being generous to a fault. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
It is time now for a first check of our weather.
Here's Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
Guys, we're in just a few minutes. Jenny, Brad.
Looking forward to that, Tim. Thank you. A Columbia County man headed to federal prison now. He's Joshua Barnhill from Martinez, got 12 and a half years after he pleaded guilty to distributing child pornography. He was a sergeant in the Army, served as a recruiter out of Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
The Barnwell City Police Department is looking for a new chief. Chief Lamaze Robinson has resigned from the department. In a letter to the city, he cited a hostile work environment as the reason he was leaving. Assistant Chief Robert Miller will be the interim chief of police.
And so I'm just going to maintain the responsibility more and more like the administrative part and make sure that the officer maintain their training, make sure that the call, the city got nothing to worry about. We're going to make sure we take care of all of that, and that's basically what I'm here to do, and just trying to keep the city of Barn is a beautiful town.
Miller will take over as interim chief Tuesday, September 26th.
How about the Augusta Air Show? It was a huge hit this past spring, and now leaders at Augusta's airport are working on plans to keep it coming back. Bria Smith talked with them about the air show's future. Bria?
This year's air show had thousands of people in their seats and eyes to the sky for its return to Bushfield after a 20-year absence. Aviation Commission leaders are making sure another 2 decades don't go by before another show happens.
We will continue to use it's our secondary runway, and we'll continue to use that as the main location.
The commission approved keeping the event at Bushfield for at least the next 3 years.
You may see some of the aeronautical boxes and some of the places where the MCs for the event, that may shift slightly, but the the main area that we use this year will continue to be used in the future.
The air show brings more than just people, and Judon tells me what we can expect at the next show.
We had tens of thousands of people that came into the region for the air show. It was a huge economic impact on the region. We're going to do it again. So next year it's going to be on Memorial Day weekend, so a week or two beyond where it was this year. This past year we featured the Air Force Thunderbird, so we'll continue to get those types of highlight attractions as we go forward. But it's only getting bigger and better.
And speaking of bigger and better, Judon and the rest of the commission have plans for expansion after receiving a total of $7 million in grant money for airport improvement. New developments like a consolidated rental car facility will maintain 450 cars, a car wash service, and a 12,000-gallon fuel tank capacity are coming to the airport.
We also talked today about our security checkpoint expansion. So we're going to add 2 additional lanes to our TSA security entrance point. So that will add a lot more capacity and also give us the opportunity to do things such as dedicated pre-check lanes. And I guess the big thing that you're going to see here real soon is the gates 3 and 4. It's called gates 3 and 4 rehabilitation, but it's about a 1,800 square foot expansion of the main terminal. And this particular project will enclose the eastern portion of the main terminal where the window is, and it will allow us to add 2 new passenger boarding bridges.
The airport staff say all the efforts they're putting into expanding new parts of the airport is due to the growth and demand for travels to and from the airport in the city of Augusta.
All right, Bria, thank you so much. The only thing left of the White Columns Inn in Thompson is a platform where the statues were. But new developments are on the way. A car wash is almost finished. It's on one of the 3 tracks of the roughly 7-acre lot. The corner tract has been sold, and a retail business will be going there. The real estate agent tells us the final tract has been purchased by a developer, but how they plan to use it has not yet been released.
One, it'll provide jobs for locals in this area. 2, it's right off the interstate, so there's a lot of traffic that pull off here for food and whatnot in this area. So anything else that gets built in here, it's just going to be more to help the people that are stopping through traveling as well as the people that live in the area.
That car wash he's talking about is expected to be complete by mid-November.
Well, still ahead on News Channel 6, convicted killer Alec Murdoch back in court today.
We'll hear from his attorneys after his guilty plea. First, though, look at what's ahead tonight on News Nation.
The Chosen, a global sensation, shining.
And get it now.
Come see our huge selection, all on sale during the Sofa Sellathon, going on right now at Great Deals on Furniture.
Embrace togetherness safely. Caregivers and family members of older adults, get your COVID-19 booster today. Fortify your immunity. Protect your loved ones. Don't wait. This message is brought to you by the Lower Savannah Council of Governments.
The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today.
Convicted murderer Alec Murdoch back in federal court in Charleston today, where he pleaded guilty to a number of financial crimes. He pleaded guilty to 22 federal charges, in fact, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud, bank fraud, and money laundering. His attorneys expected this plea today. They knew it was coming.
There's 2 things Alex will tell you. 1, he stole the money. 2, he did not kill Maggie and Paul.
And 3, he's admitted stealing the money since he was first confronted in September of 2021 by his law.
Never denied it.
Sentencing is going to be held at a later date.
Investigators in Indiana are searching for a murder suspect who was released after a clerical mistake. Kevin Mason was charged with a 2021 murder and walked out of jail after just 2 days. Investigators tracked Mason's girlfriend, who picked him up and eventually arrested her. They say there's still no sign of Mason, who has been on the run now for more than a week.
We knew we're following. We didn't want anyone else to follow him, and we thought it was to our advantage to follow her until we find where they have him.
The employees responsible for the clerical error have been fired. Tim joins us now for another check of the forecast.
Yeah, not a bad day today. Let's look at the almanac. A high 82 degrees with a mix of sunshine and clouds and breezy conditions. About rather mild, 65. We're going to continue this trend of below normal temperatures. We'll talk about that in the latest with the tropics next.
It's time to celebrate